Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Kevin Michel. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time on the channel, I am a music producer, musician, singer-songwriter. I do sync licensing as well, and I'm also a producer. Thank you for deciding to click and watch this video. Today, we are going to talk about some of the plugins I use for sync. I've been fortunate to get placements on VH1, MTV, Amazon Prime, HBO Max. Actually, it's Max now, right? Yeah, Max, not HBO Max. Max. I've been fortunate to get some placements in the last 6 months. I'm partnered with some libraries at the moment. I'm currently working on a couple albums, but I'm always looking to document my process, my journey in sync. I'm here today to just talk about some of the plugins that I use for sync. These plugins are definitely not the plugins, if that makes sense. These plugins are not the plugins that are the best plugins, but they're plugins that I often use just for a couple reasons: workflow, sound quality, and just it just brings out ideas. And I think, all of those things help out when you are pumping out tracks and cues for sync. So I'm not being paid to promote any of these plugins, but these are just plugins that I enjoy using. So we're going to jump right in and look at the plugins. All right, so the first plugin I'm going to pull up is XO from XLN Audio. So XO is a plugin that basically generates beats off of the off of your folder. So if you have a whole bunch of folders, with different drum kits, it takes those samples and it generates its own beat. And what's really cool about this, especially when it comes to sync, again, because it generates on its own, I don't have to spend time trying to create something from scratch. So for instance, I can go here. Obviously I tweak this a lot, but it doesn't take that much time. Let's just say if I wanted to do some hip hop stuff, I have all of these options and all of these templates to start from. So, for instance, I'm going to play this. This is Dark Trap. Right. Even if I don't want that, there are different patterns. So there's different patterns that it can generate for you. So see, like that's great. That's just a great place to start off from. So I think, when we talk about sync and pumping out tracks and, making sure like you're meeting deadlines, I think this is a great plugin to use because, the workflow will be a lot easier. And with ideas, that's not something I probably would do if I was, making some hip hop stuff. So I think that's a great thing as well, is that, it's creating something that's really unique. And then you can kind of tweak it if you want. So with the tweaking, it's actually really cool. So you come here and there's like a sequencer. So I'm going to play it again. So and it even follows the A and B section. You can do A beat, like there's different things, and then you can obviously mess with the sequencer to cater to something that you think sounds better, but at least you have a starting place. This shouldn't take more than 10 to 15 minutes at most. The more you use it, the more you know what you want. So going in, you can just tweak things, and then once you do that, you just export it, and you could do it as MIDI or as a wave, and then it'll automatically sync into the project. You can you could mess with the tempo. You can sync it with the project. So right now it's at 110. So but if I hit that, it'll sync the 120 and the 120. So I think that is a great feature. And again, this is just a great plugin. This is like all the samples that I have in my computer, which is kind of cool. It kind of maps it out. So obviously the reds are the kicks, the blues are the snares, purple clap, so on and so forth. You can see the other colors, open hats, green, right? So again, I could switch out the quick. I could switch out the kick. Right, so you could switch out the sample while it's going to see what you like, and then it shows you the similarities to the original kick, and then you can all obviously go back in history and say if you found something that you really liked, you can go back and look for it. So again, this is a great plugin, EXO by Excellent Audio. Definitely highly recommend. All right, my second plugin. Obviously, this is like a well-known, everybody knows about this plugin. It's one of the more expensive and just one of the more popular plugins across, all genres, all types of music. But I think it's probably the best, plugin for synths, because you literally have everything. Like, so obviously with Omnisphere, there's like tons of sounds. This may be it may take a little longer for you to search through the sounds, but once you get familiar with Omnisphere, you know where things are. So I, again, use this because I'm familiar with this. I actually like tweak sounds and I save them. And so it's easy for me to just go to the sounds. I have my go-to sounds. And I one of the reasons why I love Omnisphere is because, these synths and these sounds are ready. Like they're not, you don't really need to tweak a lot. Obviously, if you're picky, you have time, you could definitely, tweak some things, but I feel like these sounds are ready. You could tweak it again. Like I tweak them sometimes, but these sounds are ready to go. Like you don't have to really do much. And I also love that. So say if I wanted to pick a synth, I don't know, a poly synth, right? And I could choose aggressive. And this is where I think this is a great plugin because the mood is very like important. In sync, you get briefs often that have a description of what they're going for. So let's say they want like an intense synth heavy cue. So then you already have this category here. You can choose different types of synths, but the mood is there. So this is Omnisphere, and that's my second plugin. All right, so my third plugin that I often use on like literally probably like 95% of the things I produce is East-West strings. So I just really love how there's different sections of the violins or the strings string section, and there's different dynamics and effects that are really like realistic. The samples sound really, really good, and I think that is huge in sync. I think for people to take what you're doing serious, and your songs to really pop, your cues to really pop, you need to have a good sample selection. I actually have some sample pulled up, so I'm just going to demonstrate the sound quality. So again, these samples are really, really good. Obviously there are better ones out there, but this one just, I'm so used to it. It works for me. East-West Hollywood Strings is a great plugin. This is from Sonic Sounds, I believe. Yes. So I did a review on this plugin a little while ago. I just think this plugin is really, really good for hip hop, more catered to hip hop. Again, this stuff is ready. Like when I'm producing this stuff, I want it to be ready. I want to do like minor tweaking. I don't want to be, I don't want to be like looking through a whole bunch of sounds and getting lost in the rabbit hole of searching for sounds. And I think that tends to mess with the creativity. So there's like plenty of different right? There's plenty of different, sounds that are ready to go. Obviously, you can tweak them. You can tweak them to your liking. They have like different like types of pianos, like piano trap plucks, piano trap, like all that stuff is just ready to go. And so I think with the workflow, this is a really good plugin. So again, this is Octane from Sonic Sound. One of the last plugins that I use, this is catering more to my Logic users. I'm sorry for the other people who have other DAWs watching this. It's all right. It's cool. All the stock plugins work as well. We'll get to that. But for my Logic users, Alchemy is another really, really, really dope plugin. Again, this stuff is ready to go. And what I really, really like about this plugin is that you could choose a sound, right? And then you can slide this over. Right? So you could tweak it in a matter of seconds. If you don't like how it sounds, if it's too, if it's too bright, you can, mess with the cutoff and manipulate this the sound until you get it to what you think fits for what you're going for. So again, this is a great plugin. So that's Alchemy. Again, that's a stock plugin. So I know I just reviewed some plugins that I use. Again, I use a lot more plugins, but these are the ones that I use like for each project. But at the end of the day, any plugin work as long as the workflow's there. It pumps your creative ideas out. Any plugins work. Sometimes I use stock plugins. It doesn't matter as long as the sample is good. And it gets me going and it creates more ideas. I'll use anything. I don't want any producer watching this to feel overwhelmed. Like, oh, I don't have Omnisphere. I don't have this. I was that producer. I'm still that producer where I look at other, videos and I'm like, man, I need this, that. You don't really need everything to get started. Just get started. The purpose of this video is to just show you, give you an example of my workflow and some of the things that I look for when I'm using a plugin. But again, this could have been all stock plugins. But the only reason why I didn't do stock is because not everyone has Logic. So I wanted to cater to everyone that uses, any DAW. And these plugins are, except for Alchemy, all of these plugins can be used on any DAW. All right. Thank you for tuning in and checking out this video. Again, I hope this helps you on your journey with sync. If you feel like you need some more mentorship and some more guidance with sync, I do have like a one-to-one consultation that I'm running right now that a lot of people have signed up for, and it's my way of helping the community and helping a producer. Feel free to check the description box. I do have a link where you can sign up, and we can book a time so we can run through tracks, run through your music and see what you have. If you found any of the information helpful today, please hit that subscribe button. But until next time, be great.